Good morning, residents of Washington Township. This is our fourth update, and it appears we have weathered the storm certainly a lot better than some of our neighbors. I had the opportunity to ride through the township with Chief Muniz last night to assess some of the problems that we might see as a result of the storm. I witnessed some flooded roadways, certainly the streets cluttered with leaves, twigs, and branches, some trees down, but certainly not to the magnitude as I had envisioned. With me today, again, will be Chief Hoffman, Chief Muniz, Superintendent Robert Goldschmidt, and our Emergency Management Coordinator, Frank Campbell. Before I call them to the podium, I want to thank everyone concerned with this emergency. I will be closing the command center tonight at 6 p.m. I want you residents to know the team effort it took to address this emergency. And thank you, too, for your patience and for adhering to our call to stay off the roads during this time. I first want to thank Kevin Lenstead. Kevin is the man behind the camera. He has been remarkable and very patient with us as we prepared these messages to bring to you. This is not the end of our messages. We will have another update again this evening. But we will close the command center, and there will be a duty crew still on board to answer your calls. I want to thank Chief John Hoffman and all of the firemen who gave of their time to man this command center. I want to thank Chief Muniz for all of his leadership, and with the police department, they've had many challenges, as you've heard in our previous messages. He will bring you an update as to what we've had through the night when the winds did appear here in Washington Township. So he will bring that to you. I want to thank Frank Campbell, our Emergency Management Coordinator, and Public Works. Frank has been just right on top of everything, coordinating with the county and the state, and bringing us all the updates from around the state as well, and all our neighbors. I want to thank Superintendent Goldschmidt for being a part of this family and also coming forward with us collectively. Ladies and gentlemen, this takes a team effort. We have a strong team of leadership, and here in Washington Township, we should be immensely proud of each and every one of them. We are blessed to have the team that we have to take care of our citizens here in Washington Township. So at this time, I would like to call Chief John Hoffman, and we will begin our update for the storm. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning. We're now entering our fourth operational period for the storm emergency that began at 0600 this morning and will run till 1800 hours or 6 p.m. this evening. Currently throughout Washington Township, there are 30 firefighters on duty and deployed throughout 5 of our 6 fire stations. There are also 10 EMS personnel on duty and 4 ambulances spread throughout the community as well. At this particular time, we have answered 48 storm-specific calls for fire department emergency service, mostly due to downed trees on roadways, downed trees onto houses, and downed electrical wires. We do expect some rain through today with winds gusting between 15 and 20 miles an hour, and perhaps a few more incidents throughout the day that are storm related. We are working on continued damage assessment through the community, and this morning Chief Muniz, Lieutenant Sims from the Police Department, and I had an opportunity to travel around the community to take a closer look at some of the damage that we did receive. And here's some of our assessments from that. We observed our lakes and ponds throughout the township. They all look really pretty good and are at either normal levels or slightly higher than normal. Numerous tree limbs and debris are on most roadways, but they are passable, with some isolated exceptions that Chief Muniz will talk about shortly. There are isolated power outages due to transformers being blown or wires down in the community. We did have 3 out of the 6 fire stations lose power during the height of the storm, and we're on backup emergency generators through the night, and now we're all back up on regular power. One other item, the mayor mentioned that we fared the storm a little bit better than some of our neighbors. If you're watching the news, you certainly see that the Jersey coast and North Jersey are heavily impacted by that. We received a request an hour or so ago for a deployment assignment of one of our pieces of apparatus. We will be deploying 1 fire engine with 4 firefighters for a 3-day deployment somewhere to the north end of the state as part of a regional strike team. And that's all I have at this particular point. Chief Muniz.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, residents. I want to again thank you for staying off the roadway last night. It absolutely helped us out on some traffic issues that we had. Last night we lost several traffic signals. 4 of them were located on Route 42. One is the NJ Garage on 42, Whitman Drive and 42, Green Tree and 42, and Gantown and 42. There were officers stationed throughout the night on those traffic signals until early this morning. They're now up and running. I want to thank you for staying off the road. And since you stayed off the road, we had no crashes last night. We really appreciate your help. There was one other intersection that was closed throughout the night. We needed an officer there. That was on Regulus and Herfield Cross Keys. And currently a municipal road is closed to through traffic. That's Revere Drive because of a large tree lying on some power lines. The Atlantic City Electric has been called. Hopefully that can be removed possibly later today or tomorrow. Also like to report that we did have some power outages throughout the township. The Wedgewood section was out throughout the night without power. It did come on this morning, and there was increased patrols throughout the evening to assure your safety. Again, this would not have been possible without your assistance, the assistance of our government officials, our emergency responders, and I especially want to thank our police officers that were stationed out throughout the night on 42 manning these intersections. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Robert Goldschmidt, Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you, Chief. As of this morning, initial assessments were made of our school buildings. There has been some damage to buildings. Nothing substantial as of the time of this taping has been found. We experienced no lasting loss of power. Our network is in operation, and that means we will be able to communicate with parents in the community as the hours of today go forward. The final decision on school opening tomorrow will be made later today to assure that it is as fully informed a decision as possible in consideration of our students, our staff, and our facilities. Some of our staff is already at work today, again assessing any potential damage and making sure our facilities are up to speed for a possible reopening tomorrow. On behalf of the district, I'd like to express our thanks to all the public safety and public works employees for their efforts in this challenging and difficult time. I'd like to now turn it over to Emergency Operations Coordinator Frank Campbell.
Good morning, residents. I would like to thank right now Mayor Wallace. She don't know how hard it is to do this job, and she has made this job so much easier for myself, the residents of Washington Township, by being there, not having to pick a phone up, by just looking across the room, Mayor, we need this, Mayor, we need that, and she is taking care of that. I would like to personally thank you, Mayor Wallace. I'd like to thank Chief Munez, Chief Hoffman, and the Public Works Department for a fine job and staying out there until the job got completed. We will be on the job till 3:30 this afternoon to continue to work for the residents. Thank you.
Again, many thank yous to go around, but I will capture it all in one big thank you to all of our emergency responders, to you, the residents, for your patience, your assistance in helping us during this time with the drains and with anything else that you did to support your neighbors and our elderly. Thank you. And now for some important updates. I know you all have been wondering about the trash schedule. Well, we're here to give you some information now about our trash pickup. The trash pickup for Monday, this past Monday and most of Tuesday, will be picked up on Wednesday and Thursday morning. Now, I'm going to ask for your patience. We hope to get it all done in the one day tomorrow. But be patient. Monday and Tuesday's pickups, you should put your trash out. It will be picked up tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday morning. The rest of the trash schedule will be only one day behind. So, if you have trash pickup on Wednesday, your trash will be picked up on Thursday. If your trash pickup is on Thursday, it will be picked up on Friday. Friday's trash pickup will be on Saturday. I would urge you to follow our website, to go to our website for any and all updates. But we hope to have all of the trash pickup and back on schedule again for next Monday. The LEAF program. The LEAF program will begin on Saturday morning. Now, listen carefully to what I have to say about the twigs and the branches, because we do know they're all over your lawns. They're all over the streets, along with the wet leaves. What we're asking is for you do not have to bundle your twigs and your branches as we have instructed in the past. What we'd like you to do to collect them, but please keep them away from the leaf piles. They will damage our trucks when we're picking up the leaves. Please separate your branches and your twigs from the leaf piles. Leave them out there. We will begin to pick them up, hopefully by next week. But there's no promise, but just please gather them together, keep them away from the leaf piles. We will begin the LEAF program on Saturday morning. Well, I also noticed many power outages. I know some of you are still without power. I do want you to know that I think we were a little luckier this time with power outages. I know there were many, even in my own area, where we lose power all the time. We have a very aggressive system here at the command center. When we become aware of a power outage, there is a fax that the chief and his staff will fax to the utilities command center. That way, we were really aggressive with getting those kinds of faxes in so that we could hopefully restore power to you as quickly as possible. And I know many of you did get your power restored quickly. And we hope and be patient with those of you who haven't gotten yours yet. It will be restored as soon as possible. I want to again remind you to visit our website for any and all updates. This will run on Channel 9 and also on YouTube. So we're trying to get the word out to all of you as best as possible. I want to remind all municipal employees of Washington Township, the municipal building will officially open tomorrow morning, so everyone is to report to work. Thank you and remain safe. We still have winds coming. Godspeed.